she had some problems. Sometimes that she was, but one of the things was, when Alice and I would go to visit her, I always had Alice go in first. There was a reason for that. Okay? So Alice got in there and said, oh, I've got to move this blanket over you, or I got to move this one over you, because she was exposed. And she didn't care if it was true. Anyway, that's what I had to say. Kim was different, but she was interesting. One of the things that she and Alice did was when there was an event that we wanted to happen at our house or someplace else, Kim and Alice talked about it, they planned it, and they made sure that it worked. And it did. So she was in planning that. So she did. She helped us a lot. Anyway, that's my talk.
Yep. Now I'd like to invite Kim's daughter, Jen Olson, up to say a few words with us.
I'm sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. You would think that I would have written something, being that I had time, but I didn't. Now that I'm up here, I'm at a complete loss. I was trying to find some things to describe the type of mom that she was, or I don't know, something like that. But yeah, everything that I found didn't quite explain how good of a mom she was. But I ended up coming across a poem that I wanted to share, and it's called The Mother's Crown. I'm so sorry, you're gonna doubt me. It says, heaven lit up with a mighty presence as the angels all looked down. Today the Lord is placing the jewels into my mother's crown. He held up the golden crown as my darling mother looked on. He said in his gentle voice, I will now explain each one. The first gem, he said, is a ruby, and it's for endurance alone, for the nights you waited up for your children to come home. For all the nights by their bedside, you stayed till their fever went down. For nursing every little wound, I add this ruby to your crown. An emerald all placed by the ruby, for leading your child the right way, for teaching them the lessons that made them who they are today. For always being right there through all of life's important events, I give you a sapphire stone for the time and love you spent. For untying the strings that held them when they grew up and left home, I give you this one for courage. Then the Lord added a garden stone. I'll place a stone of amethyst, he said, for all the times you spent on your knees, when you asked if I took care of your children, and then for having faith in me. I have a pearl for every little sacrifice that you made without them knowing, for all the times you went without to keep them happy, healthy, and growing. And last of all, I have a diamond, the greatest one of all, for sharing unconditional love. Whether they were big or small, it was your love that helped them grow. I lost it, sorry. It was your love that helped them grow, feeling safe and happy and proud. A love so strong and pure, it could shift the darkest cloud. After the Lord placed the last jewel in, he said, your crown is now complete. You've earned your place in heaven with your children at your feet. I don't know who the author is, but I couldn't read it without crying, clearly still. I don't know, my mom was my best friend. She was with me through everything. She was there finding out that I was pregnant at 17, and she was there when we brought Skylar home from the hospital. She was there when Xander was sick and we thought we were going to lose him. One of my friends had brought up a story that I wanted to bring up, but I wasn't quite sure now that I'm up here, and this is just weird to me. But when we were 15, we had gotten in trouble several times. And both of our moms said, if you guys get in trouble again, you're not going to be allowed to hang out with each other anymore. So we promised up and down that we wouldn't get in trouble anymore, we weren't going to do anything stupid. And so our moms allowed us to have a sleepover. If you're familiar with my parents' old house, they had big bay windows right in the front, which stupidly enough had, like, you could open them. So we decided to sneak out, and we left and came home, I don't know how many hours later, and the front door was locked. So I knew we were already caught because when we left, the door wasn't locked. And so we decided, let's just climb through the window right here, and nobody's gonna know, whatever. So we opened the window, and in order to get through the window, you had to climb through a little bit of a rose bush, which had mud. And we climbed through, we shut the door, or the window, go upstairs, go to bed, no big deal. Next morning happened to be Easter, and we got up, and Amanda was actually still sleeping. And I went downstairs, and my mom was sitting at the kitchen table, and she asked me where I went last night, or where we went last night. And I said, nowhere. And she said, yes, you did. I know you went somewhere. I said, no, we didn't, Mom. I told you weren't going to get in trouble anymore. Like, we're friends. We want to hang out. We didn't go anywhere. She sat there, and she was like, okay, well, come here. And so she pulled me over to the stairs, and our stairs had a dark blue. Well, the whole house was carpeted with dark blue carpet. She pulled me over to the stairs, and she asked me to explain what this was. And this was muddy footprints, 2 sets of muddy footprints leading all the way up to my bedroom. So she wasn't even mad, actually. I got grounded, but she wasn't mad. She just laughed and said, yeah, this is my daughter. I don't know, that's just the type of person she was. She was fun.
You forgot that she didn't tell my mom.
Oh yeah. She didn't tell her mom, that way we can still be friends. Those are the things that she did. She kept those dark secrets for us.
That's the type of person Kim was, though. She stuck up for everybody. She loved everybody. And she took other people's stresses and made it part of her own. That was one thing that I love about Kim, is that she had the biggest heart out of anybody I've ever met. And she genuinely loved you. It wasn't that she just felt sorry or whatever. It was a genuine love. When I met Jen, the first time I met her, she came walking up and I was smoking a cigarette, and she lectured me for 20 minutes on why you shouldn't smoke. Well, come to find out, she just quit like 20 minutes ago. Anyway, so shortly after that, then, we kind of got along a lot better, I think. And then when we found out that she was pregnant with Skylar, I was sitting outside, and she come walking up to me. She said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "Well, if you think that I'm just going to walk away, that's not going to happen." And I think after that, then I think our connection was a lot better.
She said, "Welcome to the family." She was the most amazing person I don't know.
She was.
I've said it a few times already, but the thought of being motherless at 35 is literally the worst feeling. It's something that's indescribable. I always thought that she would be there to watch my kids grow up and get married and have kids of their own. And they were her grandbabies. She loved my kids, Bill's kids, County's kids. I don't know, she's greatly missed already.
So I want to say a couple things about Kim myself.
It feels like to say that she was my stepsister doesn't really cut it, because we were family before we were family. So many of you may not know that we became a blended family 5 years after we were family friends. So we grew up together. Kim was 8 months younger than I am, and so we became close friends. The families were close from the time that Kim and I were, roughly 10. And I had a special relationship with each one of the 3 girls. We had our own unique relationship. Terry and I used to get in a lot of trouble together, and Kim was a little bit more like subtly devious than Terry and I were, I think. Terry and I were more blatantly devious, and Kim would sometimes set us up, and I think she sometimes felt left out when Terry and I would go off and get into different capers together, and so she would kind of set us up to get caught sometimes, or tell on us to the parents. And we would come home from these adventures to find out that Kim had clued the parents into it, and then the parents had set us up to get caught. So, but you couldn't stay mad at her. I think someone said that earlier. You could not stay mad at her because she had such a charm and such, she was a truly loving person. She just, like Lamar said, she truly just loved everyone. And she would give you that, that smile, that engaging smile that I think my mom was talking to somebody about earlier. They asked her to smile the last night that she was with us, the night before she passed away. And she managed to smile. My mother told her that she just loved that smile that she had. And she said, "Give us that smile." And Kim did, So she would smile at you, you'd be so mad at her, and then you'd be face to face in a room with her, and she'd give you that smile, and you'd just melt. You'd be like, nice. So we were family, and I didn't live here in St. George. Kim moved to St. George with her family, and I think that was very helpful to my parents to have her here, and she and Mike raising the kids here, and to have that extended family. I think they thought that when they retired, they would move here and just be, separate from the rest of their family. But Kim made sure by moving here that, and raising her kids here, that they had that extended sense of family. So from that point on, I probably only saw Kim when I would visit, a couple times a year. I've probably seen more of her since she had her stroke 8 years ago. Because I made extra trips out here to see her, and then when COVID hit, I've been out here for the last couple of years. I moved out here now myself, so it's kind of strange that we had like this growing up years together, as kids, and then as adults, I really actually spent more time with her since her stroke, which has been kind of an interesting journey as well, and often difficult. Terry and Jen and my parents have really been the backbone for her and her kids too during that, the aftermath and the complications from that stroke. So it was often hard to see her that way, but she was often entertaining, even post-stroke. She was often very entertaining, although she could be, cantankerous. And the stroke affected her brain in a way that caused her to lose the filter of inhibition sometimes. And it was a marginal filter that she had to begin with. Come on, we gotta be honest. But after the stroke, sometimes she would just come out with, the most outrageous stuff. And it lightened the seriousness of life. And I appreciated that about her. So she will be greatly, greatly missed. So at this time, we want to open it up to family and friends. The mic is open. Feel free to come up and say a few words, memories that you have, stories that you have about Kim, or anything at all. The mic is yours.
I'm Alan, Terry's husband, and I wasn't planning on speaking, but I definitely have not known Kim as long as many of you. I've only been part of the family for going on 11 years now. But when I first met Kim, at that point, I think she fell in love with me. And it could be the special bond that we shared. We actually shared the same exact birthday, September 27th. So we had that going. And I was nervous kind of coming into this family after, Terry had been with her previous husband for so many years, and the family knew him and didn't know me from Adam. So, Kim certainly welcomed me with open arms and showed me a lot of love, as did the rest of the family. And even when Terry and I got married in Vegas, and we were still living on the East Coast, Kim managed to put together our party for us at the Flamingo and had everything set up perfectly. And it really made it a wonderful event. And I unfortunately, I tried to see Kim as much as could in the nursing home. Unfortunately, we're losing too many family members in nursing homes. I somewhere along the line developed an anxiety the second I walked in the door. So I wished I could have seen her more. But when she was able to come outside and go smoking and all, I was able to see her, and I enjoyed that and sharing that time with her. But I certainly will miss her.
I know a lot of you don't know who I am. I'm Lamar's mother. But when Lamar became part of the family, we became part of the family. Our whole family did. And so that testament of her, how she loved everybody that was there. She did bring you in as family. And it is so true. And we did a lot of things together as the two families together, and we have our beautiful grandchildren together. We have a lot in common because of that. But we will miss her, and someday we will all be together again with her.
Hey, I just think it's worth coming up here and saying that Kim was amazing. I'm her niece, and she was easily one of my favorite aunts. Growing up, we lived in Virginia, and all my extended family was all over the country. And definitely by far my favorite folks to go visit was down here in Utah and hang out with Kim and her kids and run around the desert and shoot things and just have a great time. It was always a blast. She was just super, all the things I feel have been said, she was super warm and kind and fun-loving and easygoing. So just instantly like, oh, this woman's easy to talk to and really fun and enjoyable. And it was always that experience going down there. It was always pretty laid back and just a good environment to be in. And I feel like that's something to cherish in the world. So I really appreciated her. And after her strokes, that was also tough. And I'm just happy that she has peace now, because I know she was really suffering. We love her very much.
wasn't planning on speaking either, but, just wanted to share some of the memories that are on my heart and the close connection that I had with my mom. I know that, every mother and child has a really close connection as it is anyway, but the fact that, she helped push me when I had terminal liver cancer, when the doctors told her and the whole family that there's no possibility that I'd survive through it. I just remember crying and asking her if I was going to die. She held me and cried too. She didn't know what to say. And just the fact that she pushed me through some of the hardest moments in my life didn't look at me any different. When I went to jail or got in trouble, I just felt like she was always there. She just made me feel like she loved me unconditionally, which I know that she did. And, she was always the life of the party everywhere that you went. She's like light up the room. She's always be in a good mood. She just knew how to cheer people up, get people together, and the glue that held our family together. I'm glad that she's at peace now, but at the same time, it's hard missing her. I guess I can consider it a blessing that I had so much time with her in the state that she was in, almost knowing that something was going to happen. I remember her asking me what time if I thought she was going to die soon, but she was scared. And that was really hard for her. Yeah, I would ask her that. I just remember praying with her all the time, and it seemed to comfort her quite a bit. And so I'm glad that I had those moments with her that I could hold on to, was able to try and lift her spirits when she was sad and pull me down. So my mom playing.
I am Amanda. I was Jen's friend that was the troublemaker. Kim, I wasn't her daughter because she loved me like I was her own. And I remember feeling that love. And that night that Jen talked about, I remember Jen was so mad because she got grounded and I didn't because she didn't tell my mom. But I think Kim knew that if she told my mom, we wouldn't be allowed to hang out. So we were troubled. But Kim was so proud of Jen, no matter what she did. She loved her kids so much, even if they were getting in trouble. What Jen did, I did. So when she was 17 and got pregnant, I was 17 and got pregnant too. And I remember Kim telling me that it would be okay. I didn't have the family support that Jen had, and so I made the decision to get my baby up for adoption. And I remember Kim telling me that it was okay, and that she still loved me too, and to do what I needed to do. She was such a good mom. Even if you weren't blood, she was your mom. Anyways, I love you, Mom. I'll miss you.
by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes and I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I will do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine, yeah. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees will I fall? Will I sing the hallelujah? Will I be able to speak it all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine when all I would do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine.
So at this time, I'd like to invite Terry Harbour up, Kim's sister. When Kim was 6, and we were living in El Paso, we got to visit the Bozo the Clown show. She was selected to play Belinda that day, on that day's show, which was aired on local TV. It's no wonder that she was picked out of a large audience, because she was adorably cute. She had big bright eyes and long eyelashes and freckled cheeks. She had a charismatic charm from the time she was born. She made friends easily and was never wanting for boyfriends as she grew up. She even nabbed some of the boys that I had friends. Her big, generous heart led her to approach life full throttle. She loved her fast Mustang, dancing to 70s music, organizing parties, playing Buffalo slots, eating fast food and especially chocolate, The sun sets on the beach, the Dallas Cowboys, gigantic holiday decorations, and her family and friends. She loved to love and be loved. She loved her kids so much. She told me that she would give up her life for any of them if she had to. She was so proud to be a grandma. I want to say especially to her kids and her grandkids that her sparkling spirit lives on and she'll always be a part of you. She's always present here in our lives, and her soul is free now, no longer confined by the limits of her body. Just imagine her soaring free, joyously experiencing the weightlessness and expansive bliss of heaven. She believed in God and prayed to Jesus and the angels for comfort. Her big-hearted spirit lives on, and that's the most important thing that we need to focus on. When she was a child, she started saying, "But I love you." And her exuberant love for us will always touch us. Her sense of fun and laughter remains in our hearts and minds. And she loved to tease and be silly. I remember going through a Jack in the Box drive-thru with her, and when she pulled her car up, she ordered her food in an exaggerated British accent. "Hello, I would like to order an hamburger." She just kept up this gag as she received her food at the pickup window, and it was everything I could do not to laugh and blow her cover. She just made the little things in life just seem like a crazy adventure. Kim had many loves in her life, and her husband Sean Pryor was one of them. When they met and fell in love 4 years ago at a nursing home, she told me that he made her feel like she wanted to stand up and step inside him and become one with him. When they looked into each other's eyes, their faces lit up, and you could literally see the love pouring out of them. Ever since Kim moved to Bella Terra Nursing Home in St. George in August of 2020, Sean desperately wanted to move to St. George. But we had a pandemic going on, and there were other factors, and that didn't happen, sadly. But we did manage to get him up here for a visit on 2 long weekends. And when they saw each other, the last time they saw each other was this past August of this year. They were so ecstatic to see each other again, and Sean didn't want to leave. It was painful to know that they may never see each other again. Well, unexpectedly, exactly 2 weeks before Kim passed away, Sean passed away. I really believe that he wanted to be there for her, waiting for her in heaven. We can take comfort knowing that they're together. So thank you, Sean, for your unwavering love to my sister. In fact, the day that Sean passed, my dad and I went to Bella Terra Nursing Home to tell Kim that her husband had passed away. And when I went in, the nurse came up to me, and she said that morning at 9 o'clock, Kim had yelled out, "My husband is coming to see me." And it was a very unusual thing, for her to yell out that, so the nurse remembered it. Well, that was actually the same time that Sean passed away. Sean, your love for Kim just gave her so much joy. And you two were born in the same year, and now you've passed on in the same year. And we love you and we miss you both so much. But we know that you are dancing joyously together in heaven. The night before Kim passed away, Jen and Lamar were with her. So were my dad and Alice, but when Jen and Lamar were with her later in the night, the song "Long Time" by Boston was playing over Kim's phone, and Kim said to Jen, is everything cool? And then she said, where's my hubby? And Jen said, he's waiting for you. And she said, well, where is he? And Jen said, he's in heaven. And she said, oh, geez, come on, then let's just do it. Let's do it. She was ready to go. And some of the lyrics of that song go, it's been such a long time, I think I should be going. And time doesn't wait for me, it keeps on rolling. Sail on a distant highway. I've got to keep on chasing the dream. I've got to be on my way. Well, 2 nights after her passing, I was up at 3 a.m. looking out the window at the dark, star-filled night, and I thought, Kim and Sean, I know you're up there, dancing together. Kim, just give me a sign. And right then, as if on cue, a shooting star fell out of the sky. And then I said, what about you, Sean? And right then, another shooting star in that same spot fell out of the sky. I know, that was a sign. That was them. Kim and Sean shared a vibrant, pure love which created a beautiful energy, and we know from science that energy never dies. I can tell you that 100%, Kim and Sean are here with us. So look for them in the stars, the breeze in the trees, the chirp of a bird, the soar of an eagle, the colors in the sunset, laughter in the air, memories in our hearts. They will always be with us if we tune in. Now we're going to play a 4-minute slideshow with snapshots of Kim's life, starting from the time she was in our mother's womb to very recently. And Sean is in some of those later photos. The song that accompanies the video is called Spirit in the Sky. And Kim, last year, she requested that we play this song at her funeral. So, the lyrics to the song are actually on the back of the program, and I think they're very appropriate. But I want you to listen to the very end of the video because you'll hear a special message from Kim. Technical glitch. But in the meantime, if you want to look at the lyrics on the back of the program, they're pretty amazing. Kim loved to dance. So I thought it would be fitting to play a song that we used to dance to when we were young in 1974. She used to do a dance move called the football. Locomotion by Grand Trunk Railroad, and feel free to dance along. Even you can dance your way over to refreshments. Anyway, let's celebrate her life. A wonderful, feisty, well-lived, and well-loved life. Listen to the song. It says, my little baby sister can do it with me. So here's to you. Here's to you, baby sister. But I love you.
Let's go, mother. Over here charging your phone.
No, I was trying to fix my face.